We're doing an instructional video on how to set up the vehicle onto the Mustang Dyno and how to run the application so you can get accurate results on any vehicle you choose. And before we start anything, we're going to do a preliminary check on the vehicle and make sure that there are no leaks, all the fluids are full and topped off, and the tire pressure and tires are checked, so it'll go smoothly and everything will hopefully come out.
Everything's nice and tight, nothing loose.
Okay. So we're going to start with a preliminary check. One of the most crucial things you can do before you put your vehicle on the dyno is you want to check your engine oil, your transmission fluid, your coolant to make sure that you have an adequate amount in there, and your brake fluid to make sure that you have enough power to brake. And also check any other small things that you might want to notice, like your belts and any other leaks that could be present on your engine or underneath. Another thing you're going to want to check is underneath the vehicle.
Checks for any leaks, any signs of any trouble that could happen during a dyno run. During a dyno run, the vehicle gets extremely hot, so you have to keep that in mind. So right now, what Connor is doing is he's going to back up the vehicle into the rollers of the dyno. A few important things you want to make sure is the vehicle is straight as possible when it first go on. So we're going to have the back up onto the drive. And all you want to do is just have to go over the rollers until you drop it right there. Alright, next step what we want to do is go over the machine. It's on the rollers. What we want to do is go to lift, and you will push down. This will release the safety mechanism within the rollers and allow the car to drop on the rollers. And what this is doing is, what you want to do is have him, when the rollers are dropped and are free, so put it in drive, slowly let up on the brakes, and let the truck manually sit itself in its center line on the dyno, as he's doing. As you can see, the car moved over slightly. He let it roll, he's good, he can stop. The car is centered. And now we go to strapping the car down. Okay guys, so the next step what we want to do is get the car harnessed down to the dyno. For rear-wheel drive cars and front-wheel drive cars, you want to cross the straps so it gives the lateral protection from the vehicle going side to side on the dyno. And as you can see, use various points on your frame. Tow hooks are acceptable. Anything along that line, anything sturdy enough to hold the car on the dyno. So we use the chains, tighten the chain, strap back over across, right in the hole, just like that. You want to go back and tighten the straps down. I do a little bit each time on each one to give it an even pressure on both sides. And one important thing is you don't want these over tightened. You just want them tightened enough that the car won't move on the dyno. Otherwise you'll give a false reading with the extra traction that it's giving to you.
Right now I'm strapping the front of the vehicle down to the anchor on the floor to make sure that when we do make a pull, the vehicle doesn't sway in the front as well as the back, to make sure that it's secured down to the floor well enough. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you hook it to this part of the frame so it has a nice tight hold and doesn't get unsecure. So I'm just tightening the rest of this back up. And now she's secure. You're going to want to put these wheel chocks on in between the tires and then secure it down to make sure that it has a nice snug fit to the floor. Then you just use your foot, clamp it down, so she's nice and snug.
Same lines as the other side.
Last thing you're going to want to do before you put the vehicle on the dyno and start her up and do your test is to make sure that you have the exhaust system hooked up to the vehicle. Nobody wants to do a pull and then have to smell the exhaust afterwards.
step is, lastly, is to put the fan in front of the car. This provides adequate fan flow for the cooling system, so the truck does not overheat on the dyno run. And you usually want to just place it right in front of the radiator. On lower cars, I like to take it and drop it down like this. For lower radiators, training coolers, anything with an automatic transmission cooler, the cooler and the oil cooler are usually lower.